In this video, I'm going to be showing you my burger and chip recipe that I have used for the past 2 years to keep me shredded year round. You're going to want to watch to the end of this because once you get a taste of these, you will never turn back. So these are all the ingredients you need. We've got our 20% fat beef mince, we've got an egg for binding, we've got thyme, salt and pepper for seasoning, and we've got potatoes for the chips. So for the beef mince, get yourself 20% fat and above because the more fat there is, the better it is for you, and it fills you up more, so you will not feel any urge to snack whatsoever. Now, if you can, also try and get grass-fed beef mince because quality is better and it tastes a lot nicer. And now I'm going to use a single egg to bind the beef mince. Now I'm just tearing the beef mince apart, getting it into a nice mixture. You got your super healthy meatball. The amount of nutrients in this ball is actually unbelievable. So I reckon I'm going to get about 3 patties out of this. I usually like my burgers fairly flat and thin. Not sure about you, but I am a very fussy eater, so I like my food in a very specific way. Alright, so these are what the burgers are looking like so far. I'm going to add some seasoning in a minute, but first I'm going to prep the chips. Alright, so I'm going to move on to the chips. Now these take the longest, I probably should have started this first. But what you're going to do is you're going to put the oven onto preheat and set it to 200 degrees. Once the preheat timer goes off, we're going to put the chips in here for 10 minutes. We're going to flip the tray around, we're going to do another 10 minutes. We're going to take the tray out, we're going to season the chips with our salt, pepper and thyme. And then we're going to put the chips back in the oven for another 7 minutes. Alright, so for the chips, you can obviously cut them however you'd like. I personally like them in these sort of disc shapes. I literally cut them in half and then I'll half the halves and then half the halves. Like so. So for fat loss, one of the most common things to cook with that is genuinely ruining your fat loss progress is cooking with oil. So any type of oil, even olive oil, is not good when it's heated for fat loss because it oxidizes and it makes fat loss a lot harder. So instead of using any oils, you want to use some sort of butter or ghee. Let me show you. So to make sure the potatoes don't stick to the tray, I use either butter or ghee. I personally prefer the taste of ghee to butter. It's like a more purified version of it, but either option will be super healthy for you. So once the tray is heated up, I'm going to get a couple scoops of these and I'm going to spread it across the whole tray. Any type of animal fat will be a way better alternative than any oils. Alright, so I've had the tray in the oven for about 3 minutes and the tray is very hot. I can feel it without even touching it. So I'm now going to scoop a size of ghee, about this size. I'm going to put it on the tray and just swish it about with a knife a little bit. And once all the ghee has melted, I'm going to put on my oven gloves and swish around the excess bit of ghee to make sure it's covering the whole tray. So most of the ghee is melted, I'm going to make sure that it is covering the whole tray. So once that is done, now we can put the chips on it. Alright, so I put these chips in rows like this so that it's easier to cook on both sides. Once the 20 minutes of cooking is done and it's time to season the chips, we have to scrape them so they're flat and then we can season them better. I don't know if you heard it, but preheat has went off and I am now going to put these chips in the oven for the first 10 minutes. Alright, that's the chips in the oven for the first 10 minutes, and whilst that's cooking I'm going to season the burgers. So I have myself some salt, pepper and thyme. This is from my garden, but if you can't grow your own herbs, then get something that looks like this. So I'm not very big on seasoning, I'm quite a simple eater, so I will just put a little bit of salt across all of these patties. Then I'm going to put just a little bit of pepper. Now I've got my thyme and I'm going to sprinkle them over all of these patties. And for the finishing touch, we're going to add a little bit more ghee on top of every single patty so that it doesn't stick. So this is the grill size and I only think this is going to fit on one at a time. I'm going to start cooking this whilst the chips are finishing up so that I can eat the burgers and chips together. So this is what the burgers are looking like so far. I think they look absolutely beautiful. And you make me think by now, that is a lot of fat you're consuming. And that's the point. Consuming more fat helps us optimize our hormones and feel more full so that we do not have an urge to snack. Now, at the moment, I'm eating around 4,000 calories a day and I can still stay pretty lean despite eating all of those calories. Now, I don't track calories ever. I only know that I'm eating 4,000 a day because I made a video a couple of weeks ago on it and I tracked my calories out of curiosity, but you do not need to track your calories when you're eating the right food. If you look at everything that I'm cooking with, there's not a single ingredient that is not pure. We've got an egg, we've got 20% fat beef mince, we've got grass-fed ghee, we've got thyme, salt, pepper, and we've got potatoes. Now with the way I eat, I personally prefer consuming higher in fat and less in carbs. Now it's not to say that I don't eat carbs at all, because I'm making chips right now, but I only really use carbs pre or post workout to either fuel my workout or restore my glycogen after my workout. But in the morning, I don't eat any carbs whatsoever, because that's when you're in the fat burning zone, you've got no carbs in your system, your body is forced to use your stored fat as energy. So I keep my mornings completely carb free. So the timer went up for the first 10 minutes of the chips, and now what I'm going to do, simply grab it, bring it back out, doing a full 180-degree turn and putting it back on the top row. And then I'm going to put this on for another 10 minutes. But anyways, I'm going to put the burger onto the grill and start cooking. So I'm going to put the burger deep side down, because that's where it's going to cook later. I actually think I can fit two on. I believe I can fit two on. Yeah. So I'm going to let this cook for about 3-ish minutes on that side. Then I'm going to flip around, do 3 minutes on that side, see how it's looking then. If I need to do longer, I will. If not, then that's perfect. So I think these are ready. I'm going to quickly cut them in half to see if it's red in the middle. Let's see, let's see, let's see. No, it's not. Perfect, it's cooked, it's ready, it's ready. These are looking pretty damn good. I think I've done a good job of these. Now, these chips are almost ready, so once this timer is off, I'm going to take these chips out. I'm going to put it above, and then, oh, I'm not sure if I can do that. Yeah, I can, there'll be enough room. So I'm going to put the chips above. I'm going to scrape them with my scraper. I'm going to move them so that they're flat, all spread across the tray. Then I'm going to grab my salt, pepper, and a little bit of thyme. Okay, so your chips should look something like this. I grab my scraper and just scrape all these chips like so. And I just shake the chips about so that they're all flat. Then what you're going to do is you're going to grab your seasoning. I'm going to have my salt and pepper and thyme, just like so. I don't like too much pepper, so I just put a little bit across all of it. Then I'm going to grab my thyme. I'm going to put them back into the oven. In this case, I'm probably going to go for another 8 minutes. And I'm going to slap it on there. Like, people tell me that eating healthy is boring. It's only boring if you make it and you don't know how to cook. If you actually learn how to make your food taste good, it's gonna taste good. Where do you think burgers come from? They come from beef mince. They don't come from seed oils or any extra stuff that's added into the burgers at restaurants. This is all you need. Beef mince, an egg, some ghee, and a burning hot pan. By the way, I'd always recommend to cut your burgers in half just to make sure they're cooked, because right now there's a little bit red still, but they're almost finished. Ladies and gentlemen, that's what I call a burger. Alright, so that's the beef and chips finished, and I am going to show you the final product. The ultimate fat loss meal. You're telling me I can eat this and lose fat? Yes, I am. Cook this every single night and you will be eating one of the healthiest and most satiating dinners that you could ever have. Now for the taste test. This is the burger I'm eating right now. Let's give it a bash. That is well bloody good. Oh my gosh, sometimes I don't give myself enough credit for how good I cook, because this is damn tasty. You know what, let's give the chips a bash as well. Oh my god, it is so good. Whenever you're next having dinner, try this recipe. You will never ever ever go back because of how good these taste. People say fat loss is the hardest thing in the world, right? Like, yes, there are moments where it gets tough, but if you're telling me that you can have these every single night and lose fat at the same time, then that's something that I'd be hopping on right away. But anyways, thank you very much for watching till the end. If you want more content like this, like and subscribe for more, and make sure to follow my Instagram down below for daily tips. I'll see you in the next one.